My name's Nader and I'm alive, and if you're a student, I'm making content just for you every single day. Whether you're an entrepreneur or you're in the workforce or you just want to get your life together and set a trajectory for success, I'm also here to help you. So today I'm going to be making a video about exam anxiety. If you can hit the subscribe button below, I'd really appreciate it. It helps me make more content. I don't make any money with this channel so far, so I just want to be able to inform people and bring them value, and the viewership means a lot to me. Now, exam anxiety is it's not fun. I know what it's like. I know it's really tough, and I know it varies very much in the field that you're in. If you're in the medical field, it can be very difficult. If you're in engineering, it can be difficult, and if you're in arts, it even has its own difficulty and baggage with it. So there are so many things that happen when you're in a stressful time in your life. I'm sure you've noticed this before, and if you're a student, you've done exams before, and even if you're in high school, you may have had some experience with this, depending on how hard you work or how demanding your work schedule is. Now, you probably noticed that when you're in an exam period, or when something tough is happening, or you're preparing for something, you let other things go. Meaning, when an exam is approaching, maybe your eating habits slip. Maybe you're not sleeping correctly because you're staying up all night, or you're kind of procrastinating or killing as much time as you can before the exam. These are some things that really take the toll on our body and make us more stressed. When we make bad decisions, we don't sleep, we don't eat, we don't fuel our body properly, we're really leading to that vicious cycle of our body losing energy and degenerating. So what you want to do, my first tip, is to sleep and eat well. It sounds very cliche, but I'm going to break it down for you. Make a journal. Use a book. If you have scheduling problems, I'm sorting out for you here once and for all. Don't use electronic devices. They're very easy to overlook because the device itself has other distractions within it. But if you make a book just for scheduling, then you're going to be able to take care of all of your scheduling in one place. So do that and set out weekly planners, monthly planners, and daily planners. And if you go from monthly, weekly to daily, so you set out January all the way to December, you write down things you got to do in each month, you do the weekly part of it, it's really going to add up and give you more flexibility with your life. If you only have to do 8 things in one day, and that might sound like a lot, but if you wake up in the morning knowing from the second you wake up every single thing you have to do, it's going to eliminate so much stress from your life. I'd say I eliminated like 30% of my stress just by creating that one schedule. So before exam period even rolls around, try to use a notebook. You may also be saying, no, the world's going digital. Do I need to go digital with my schedule too? That seems like the most effective way to do it. Listen to this. The marketing behind scheduling apps, behind apps like Google Calendar, which definitely works for some of the most organized people I know in my life. But if you're a little bit less focused and you have issues with that, I really recommend thinking about what you're going to use. It's a scientific fact that when you actually interact with pen and paper, you're using the creative portion of your mind, which is really good. It can even relieve your anxiety when you go to build that schedule. Now, when you're typing on a keyboard, you're actually interacting with the logical components of the keyboard and the computer. So what I recommend doing is, if you want to relieve your exam anxiety, set up a study schedule. Things you need to do for morning and night, including chores, self-care, schedule in your showering, shaving, brushing teeth. I'm not kidding. I put 8 glasses plus of water a day, so I can drink like 10, 11 glasses of water a day because I get dehydrated and I forget to drink. See, right now, because I put it in, I have a tea. I mean, caffeine isn't the best hydration source, but it helps. So that's what I recommend. Obviously, eating, sleeping well, those are things you really need to do. Study beforehand. Listen to all your lectures when you go in there. I know it's really difficult to get all the reading material down, but listen intently when you're in class. It can get boring, so what I recommend you do is to bring something to class that will keep you focused. This will help you when studying for the exam. If that's a tea or coffee, that could be something that you need to bring to class from now on. If you want to bring a notepad or a pen you really like to, scribble with and make notes with, that can really help you. Get a nice looking notebook if you can afford it, because that'll really help you as well. A lot of people tend to use notes, use PowerPoint slides and type under the slides, or use notepads on their computer or notes on their MacBook. That might help you as well. But if you're having trouble keeping notes, definitely get that notebook and force yourself to do it. So the preparation is going to help you with your anxiety. That's the preparation side, and that's the first most important part. Now, I know some of you may be watching this video and you've crammed. You have to cram right now. You haven't studied enough. There's 2 or 3 days left to your exam. I understand. You need to tell yourself one thing. What can you do now? There's nothing you can do to change that. All you can do moving forward is treat it like a battle. Like, you're going to go in there, you're going into that exam, you're either going to win, get the mark that you need, or you're going to lose. But you know what? At the end of the day, unless your exam is really weighted more than 30%, which oftentimes it isn't, and if it is, we're going to go on a backup plan, but if it isn't, chances are you're going to be okay. Open up an online grade calculator. Go to Google, search for an online grade calculator, and see how much you need in order to pass the course. Because if you get that credit, you're still going to graduate. You may need a GPA if you want to continue doing your studies. You may need a GPA of 3.8 or 4.0. You may need a high GPA. Now, I can't help you there exactly. You're going to have to, over the course of your studying time, really boost your grades. But in terms of passing your course, if you've been doing okay or well all year, you usually don't need more than a 10 or 15% to actually go and pass your course. And now I'm not advocating that you don't study and make marginal passes, because nobody likes that in life. You should always be giving it 10 times the effort you need. But you don't need to stress about failing. You don't need to lose sleep over it. What I recommend you do is just treat it like a daily occurrence. Treat your exam, do all the prep work, but when it comes to your exam itself, treat your exam like a regular occurrence. Like, oh, I have to do the dishes at 2 p.m. Treat your exam like, oh, I gotta do my exam at 11 a.m. or at 7 p.m. or whenever your exam is. Just treat it that way. Treat it like it's something in your daily life. Don't treat it like it's something that's gonna, tear you apart and stress you out. And that's really gonna help you. So those are some tips that I had. I really hope that they help you. If you have any other questions about exam tips or tricks, or just want to ask me a question or pick my brain, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section below. I always pin the best comment, so leave me something funny and I'll be sure to pin it and the world can see it. So thanks for stopping by and take care.